Welcome to today's presentation on hydration and sleep. Now I have to admit these are two of my weaker areas as far as wellness, but they're both extremely important when we look at our body performance and also our recovery. In today's lesson we're going to look at why each is important and what are some things that can happen if we're not hydrated or we don't get enough sleep. Why is hydration important? We learned in the nutrition unit that water plays a role in most of the different body processes. So hydration is important that we have a balance of fluids in our body. We replenish those fluids when they're needed. Some specific things that are involved with hydration. Water, again, the main purpose of water in the body is to regulate those different body processes. So it helps with energy production, it helps with metabolism, it helps regulate our body temperature, it helps move nutrients in and out of the tissues, it helps regulate our blood pressure, it helps clean our skin, it helps flush toxins out of the body. So all these different functions of the body are regulated by the levels of hydration, the levels of water in the body. Dehydration is dangerous because in the previous slide we talked about all the benefits and the things that happen with being hydrated. If we're dehydrated, then it's going to affect all these processes. So a quick way to determine whether you're hydrated or not is when you go to the bathroom, look at the color of your urine. The darker it is, the more likely that you're dehydrated. Also, you can look at, is your skin dry? Are you tired? Are you having trouble concentrating? Do you feel that thirst? When you feel thirst, you're actually already dehydrated. So when you feel thirst, you're dehydrated. You might get muscle cramps. Again, this is important to stay hydrated because it's going to reduce that blood volume in our body. So now our blood can't deliver the nutrients to the tissues. It's going to impact our blood pressure. Our heart's not going to function as well. Our body core might start to overheat. If you're out in the heat, you could be at risk of heat exhaustion. So all these things are important. So we have to make sure that we're replenishing water on a consistent basis, even before we get in a situation where we might be losing a lot through sweat. Why is sleep important? Sleep is a time for growth and repair. So especially if we're doing a lot of activity and we're breaking down tissues in our body and we need to replenish things, sleeping is very important. So, because one thing that happens if we don't get enough sleep, your body releases a stress hormone called cortisol. And cortisol can do some different things in your body. It's going to affect your blood pressure, your fat storage, increase your blood sugar, make you more susceptible to disease. So we need to get enough sleep so we're not releasing that extra stress hormone. And it's not going to impact those different areas of our body, like our stress levels, our weight, our muscle coordination, and our mental or our cognitive abilities. The general recommended amount of sleep is 7 to 8 hours. Now, the very young, teens, athletes, performers, they have a lot of growth and repair going on, so these groups might need more than 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If we look at the dangers of not getting enough sleep or sleep deprivation, it can affect our performance through our cognitive abilities, decision making, memory, reaction time, or different motor skills. It could affect our mood. One way, if you look on the right, that's a motor neuron. It affects the speed and the quality of the signal from the brain to the muscle. So that's going to impact our muscular performance. It's going to affect our hormone balance. We already talked about cortisol. You have ghrelin and leptin, the appetite hormones. It's going to impact those. Insulin, which affects our blood sugar. Thyroid affects our metabolic rate. You can see from all those different hormones, it's going to impact when we're eating, how our energy is processed, how it's stored, how it's utilized. So that hormone imbalance could be a problem. If you look at the final chart, they had a study of teens and how much sleep that they got in this one area. And if you look at it, 32% got 4 to 5 hours. So that's a big, and 36% got 6 to 7 hours. So that's a huge chunk of teenagers that are not even getting the basic recommended. They probably need even more because of the amount of growth and repair that's happening at that age. In summary, hydration and sleep are important elements for our recovery and our performance. Hydration, we have to make sure that we have a proper balance of fluids in our body and that we replenish those fluids consistently, because dehydration is going to lead to impairment in regulating those different body processes. We have to make sure that we get sufficient sleep. Again, the recommended is 7 to 8 hours, but for groups like teenagers and athletes, they probably need 9 or maybe more sleep to function sufficiently. Because we saw that sleep deprivation can lead to impairment in our cognitive functions, it can lead to hormone imbalances, and it can lead to a lower motor or muscular performance. So for you, look at, do you feel that you're getting enough hydration throughout the day, during your workouts? Are you getting enough sleep at night that's helping you repair, grow, recover, and get ready? So look at whether those areas are impacting your performance, okay, as an athlete or in your workouts.